Hello everyone, I wanted to make a brief video today where I discuss what's it like being a real estate agent. I get a lot of questions about this from just people in my network, friends, family. They're wondering, what do I do on a daily basis? What's it really like? I encounter a lot of misconceptions, so the first thing I want to do is dispel some of these misconceptions that I encounter. And I think a lot of these probably come from TV shows or movies. A lot of people think real estate's easy in the sense that, oh, I can just show up, show a house and get paid. But there's actually a lot more work that goes into it than that. There's a stat out there where it's about 80 to 90% of real estate agents get out of the business after the first year or two. So this has a very high attrition rate. And I think a lot of that is because the people that get licensed, once they get licensed, they realize it's actually a lot of work. Unlike a traditional job, you can't really think of it as a job. It's more of a business because you are now responsible for everything in your business, and that includes marketing, lead generation, client service, and really everything, like setting up your business, budgeting. There's a whole aspect of things that you have to now be responsible for, and no one is telling you what to do. This is all on you to set up your time, set up your budget, know what works, know what doesn't. What I tell people in real estate is that if you're just getting started, you really have to be prepared to work almost a whole year and not expect to be paid. If you're willing to do that, that's usually a really good metric. If you're willing to work a whole year and not see any commissions from that, then I think you'll have the right attitude and you'll be successful in real estate. Not necessarily that it will take that long, but that's the kind of mentality you need to have in order to succeed in this business. So one of the misconceptions they see like these shows like $1 Million Listing or they'll watch HGTV is that real estate agents make like oodles and oodles of money. The commissions can be good, yes, but you have to think about it. You're going to be spending money on your marketing. You might have a split with your broker. A lot of the brokers will charge around a 30% commission split, and then you have to pay taxes on top of that. So really, if you make $10,000 on a commission, you're going to be paying $3,000 of that to your broker. The government can take anywhere from 30 to 40, sometimes up to 50% in taxes, and then you'll have to pay for all of your marketing expenses as well. So that commission, even though it may seem large, can get significantly cut down. You can make good money, but you have to be cognizant of all those costs, and it's not as good as it seems to be a lot of the time. Additionally, real estate, you're self-employed, so you don't have the benefits like healthcare, dental, a lot of paid vacations, time off. All of that is up to you. So if you're not working, you're not getting paid. This is a challenge for a lot of people because if they're not getting an instant paycheck, if they're not seeing that instant money come in, that's another big reason that people quit in the first 2 years because they're not seeing that return. And I tell a lot of new agents, hey, it's going to take a few years to really get in this rhythm, really see a return on your investment if you're trying to get into real estate. So another myth that I hear a lot, and I talk to people who want to get into real estate. I had one guy tell me, I want to wear a suit all the time to work. That's why I want to get into real estate. While this is possible, the vast majority of real estate agents are not always wearing suits. Sometimes I'll be wearing jeans and a t-shirt or just a nice polo or collared shirt. It really depends on who your clientele is. A general rule of thumb is you should dress like your clients dress or slightly better. And if that's the case, if you're working with just normal people, you want to dress like a normal person. I think a lot of my clients will tell me that they're glad I'm not wearing a suit, or they're glad I'm not super glamorous or luxurious. They just want to work with a normal person. And again, it just depends on what clientele you're serving. If you're working in the luxury market in Los Angeles, you should probably be suiting up every day. That's true. But not everywhere is like that. I would say the vast majority of real estate agents are not like that. One of the other misconceptions that I hear is, oh, you're a real estate agent, you must have so much free time. Sometimes this can be the case, but more often than not, it's not. I tell people my phone is constantly ringing all the time because you deal with not only your clients, but you're dealing with third-party vendors, you're dealing with lenders, with title companies, with other listing or buyer's agents. So there are a lot of people involved in even just one transaction, and you have to be in communication with all of them. So my phone is constantly going off. I probably get about 100 or so text messages or phone calls every day. you really have to be on your game all the time. You can't not answer people, because if you don't, they'll get very upset and they'll let you know, and it'll harm your business. So while all this is going on, while you're servicing your current clients, you have to be working on the business side of things as well. So you have to be working on your marketing, your lead generation, you have to be prospecting for new clients, you have to be handling your social media, you have to be showing properties. So they can be a lot of work. And like when people say like, oh, you have a lot of free time, it's not really the case. Yes, you'll have to work a lot of weekends as well. So I work pretty much most weekends unless I'm not showing some houses. But you do try to take some time off, definitely. I try to take about one day off during the week at least, but a lot of the times you will be working weekends as well. So yes, you have some free time, but it's sort of a double-edged sword. You have to be prepared for it at the same time as well. There's pros and cons to real estate as well. So some of the things that I like about being a real estate agent, I really enjoy providing value to my clients. It may seem kind of cheesy me saying that, but I really love what I do. And when I can help someone with a difficult financial situation, either sell their home, or when I can help someone who's been struggling to find a home and help them get settled in and moved in, that really gives you a great feeling of gratitude and pride, knowing that you contributed positively to another person's life, and you're really able to help them add value. One of my favorite things is when I see clients who bought a house, say 3 or 4 years ago, and now they're selling it and they're making $20,000 or they're making $30,000 from their sale, and that may be the biggest check they've ever seen in their life. So that is awesome, being able to contribute to someone's financial wealth and help them grow a legacy for their family. Also, the money can be good. I do like earning the money, and one of the benefits of real estate is that there's no cap on your income. So if I work really hard, I can make more than I would if I was being paid on an hourly rate or a salary. So that's obviously a great benefit as well. There's no cap on your income. You can make a good amount of money, providing a lot of value. The final reason I like real estate is that real estate is a double-edged sword in the sense that you're completely independent. So there's no one telling you what to do, but at the same time, you are the decision maker, so you can determine how best to spend your time. Whether you're marketing, you're talking to new clients, or you're just taking a day off, you can determine what you do with your time. And this is a double-edged sword. This is another reason why a lot of agents fail, is because they spend time doing the wrong things, and a lot of them don't take responsibility and say, okay, I need to change how I'm operating because what I'm doing is not getting results. You have to know what works and what doesn't, and spend your time doing the things that work for your business. And a lot of people can't handle that. They can't handle being self-employed. They can't handle working on their own schedule. So that can be a positive and a negative for your business. You really have to get a lot of control over your day and manage your daily activities correctly with real estate. And that can be a significant challenge for folks. Oh, and one of the last benefits that I really enjoy about being a real estate agent in particular is that it gives me inside knowledge and access to investing in real estate that a lot of people would normally not have access to. Since I'm able to be so dialed into our market, I'm able to really determine what is a good deal and what isn't. A lot of people get into real estate and become real estate agents just for this reason, which I think is a good idea overall. Even if you're not super active with your business, just knowing what is a good deal and what's not and how to find them in your market is very beneficial to your financial health as well. That's probably one of the biggest perks, actually, is having that inside knowledge of real estate investing. Now, real estate is awesome and I love it. There's a reason I do it, but there are some negatives that a lot of people are not prepared for. I think the first one is that real estate is a very people-focused business. So you have to deal with the wide variety of people, and I wish everyone were nice, normal people that were easy to work with, but that's just not the case. Sometimes you'll encounter some psychos, or you'll encounter some people who are just really challenging and really difficult to work with, just like any profession or job. But real estate is particularly challenging because you have to deal with this person for sometimes months on end. And it can be to the point sometimes where you want to fire the client. I've heard people say, fire my client. And this can be difficult if you're working with someone. It'd be like working with the person at the restaurant who's rude to their waiter, but you're the waiter and you have to work with them for 4 months. So it can be very challenging when you're doing that. And sometimes you have to make that judgment call. Should I just cut this person loose and focus on finding or working with somebody else? Or should I just finish it out? And it can be challenging sometimes. It's not always easy. Some people are really difficult to work with. And a lot of times you'll be in stressful situations too, where there's large sums of money at stake. So you have to be able to handle everyone's emotions, keep everyone calm, and really you have to be the captain of the ship, guiding the transaction to a successful closing. So it can be very challenging at times, especially if you're dealing with a client or another agent or really anyone in the transaction that's just making things difficult. So that's one of the biggest negatives. The other negative is that a lot of the times in real estate, you'll have a lot of work that is unrealized or you won't be paid for. So maybe you're showing a client 30 homes and they ended up deciding to rent, or you got them under contract after showing 20 houses and you spent a long weekend and they decided to just rent, or maybe their financing fell through or their life plans changed. There could be a number of reasons they just end up not going through with their transaction. And basically you're SOL. I mean, you're not gonna get paid for that. It's just a part of our business that you kind of have to embrace. Or vice versa, you could list a property and the seller doesn't listen to your pricing recommendation. They wanna try to get higher and it doesn't end up selling and they blame you for it. And then they ended up listing with another agent and they did list at that price that you wanted. So it can be very frustrating at times, especially if you're working with someone that's difficult, that doesn't listen to you, or even if just life changes, it's still very frustrating if you do a lot of work and you don't get paid. So you have to just sort of factor that in and realize that it's going to happen. So I get a lot of questions about what I do during the day as a real estate agent, or what does a real estate agent's day consist of? There's several main activities. I actually divide them in. I have a daily journal. See, one of the key concepts that I discussed earlier in this video is having more control over your day. Because if you don't, it gets very, very chaotic. You get a lot of phone calls, a lot of text messages, and sometimes you can go down a rabbit hole that takes up your whole day, and all of a sudden it's 6 p.m. at night and you've only dealt with one thing on your list. So I tell a lot of rookie agents especially, you have to have a daily schedule and a daily planner. And basically what I do during my day is a lot of it is client service for current clients. So if I have a place under contract, maybe a buyer is under contract, I'll be doing things like reviewing their inspection report with them, or making sure the appraisal is done, or just scheduling any appointments that they need to get access to the property to do a walkthrough, or talking to the lender, making sure their financing is in order. There's a lot of different things that go into a transaction. So the first part of that is client service, making sure the client's taken care of. And then the other part is working with potential clients or people who are actively looking at buying or selling. You have to help them as well. So you really have like two sets of people that you're helping: the people that you're currently working with, and then the clients you're working with in the future. You have to service those as well. So that could be doing things like showing houses, or going to a listing appointment, or running what's called comparative market analysis on the property. There's a lot of different things. Or maybe this buyer's asking for information on a certain area, so you're sending them information on a certain home they're interested in. There's a lot of different things that you do to help out your current clients and then your future clients as well. So there are really two sets of people you have to kind of work at. And then the other thing you're doing is you're working on all your back-end stuff. So you're working on building your business. You're working on having a social media presence, making videos like this one, prospecting. Maybe you're doing door knocking or cold calling. I don't really like doing that, but a lot of agents do. Or you're working on running a new advertising campaign. Maybe you're trying to find how you can get connected with a certain network or a certain group. There's really a lot of back-end work that you do to build your business. Or maybe you're working on something for organizing your business better. Maybe you are trying to streamline your process for helping a new client, or whatever the case may be, and you're staying in touch with your past clients. So there's really a lot of work that goes into it. And I think that people will only see you showing houses and they'll say, oh, they just show houses all day. And really, that's probably about 10% of what you do. I would say that's about 10% of your time is spent showing houses, and the other 50% is spent doing a follow-up, and then the other 40 is spent building your actual business and improving your system so your clients have a great experience. But so really a lot of it is desk work here. Like I'm at my desk, I'll be working here, sometimes in my office or at home. And then showing houses, you do that a lot too, and just going on appointments, people, meeting people. That's really what I do during a day, all of those things. And I tell people just have a daily schedule and have a planner and you'll be good. So that's a lot of work as a real estate agent that goes into it. And if you don't really control your time, this could take a lot. You could work 12 plus hours a day if you really wanted to and still not be done. So you kind of have to have a cutoff and have that like balance with your life as well. So if anybody has any follow-on questions about how to become a real estate agent or what it's like being a real estate agent, please feel free to reach out to me. If you like the content, please subscribe and click the like button. Or if you have any questions about buying or selling a home in El Paso or another area, please feel free to reach out to me. Thanks.